Hello, this is Brian Masters here to talk about linkages in toads. The common toad, Bufo bufo, calls the majority of Europe its home. The main difference between a frog and a toad is that a toad has shorter legs, drier skin, and a back full of warts. While I'm sure real toads are interesting in some ways, I am instead choosing to cover toads from Super Mario Bros. The three linked loci I am studying are on a fictional gene for head and facial appearance. These include the color of the toad's mushroom above their face, whether their head is circular or ovular, and whether they have a nose or not. In case you were wondering, this is what a toad with a nose would look like. I'm glad they don't have toads with noses in the games. For the parental generation, I crossed the toad in the picture who has red dots, a circular head, and a nose, with the toad who has yellow dots, an ovular head, and no nose. This results in heterozygous progeny in the F1 generation who are test crossed with a fully homozygous dominant toad. The result is 1000 progeny in the F2, in which crossovers occur and independent assortment is violated. Calculations for the probability of a specific double crossover event, or DCO, little r, big C, big N, in a specific single crossover at locus 1 event, or SCO1, big R, little c, big N, are shown. The 0.5 in front represents the probability that a specific gene of this type will result from the test cross. The gap lengths R1 and R2 are and coefficient of coincidence were calculated in order to determine the probabilities of each gamete type occurring. As you can see, the no crossover events are the most common, followed by the SCO1 genes, then SCO2. The map distance R1 is larger than that of R2, which gives the loci more space to cross over, therefore making crossover more likely. And finally, DCO, which is the rarest, as it requires two independent crossover events to occur. Centimorgans, cm, denote the percentage of crossing over between genes. The DCO, big R, little c, big N, is obtained by starting with the bottom locus for yellow head dots, then crossing over at both positions. The specific FCO event, example, little r, big C, big N, is possible by crossing over at only the first position and is calculated by multiplying the result of R1 minus DCO probability by 0.5.